am the person that is going to get the job done and is ready on day one. So that is the main reason. And I am a people's person. I believe in this city. I am dedicated to this city and I'm passionate about it. From my understanding and what I've learned working in local government, it is our time. It is our time in South Fulton to get the things that we need and the things that we deserve as a community. So that is why I'm running. I am lending myself to public service. I have been in public service for the longest, and I'm here to work. I'm here to do the work.
I have one question.
Yes.
Locally here, I know like in DeKalb County, city of Atlanta, almost every week, I'm looking at some form of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to make sure that we don't allow the same infestation of corruption to seep into the new city of South Fulton?
Well, we have to start off right the very first time as far as with transparency and being accountable to the citizens of South Fulton. We have to make sure that our meetings are recorded. We need to make sure that we have a deputy clerk on staff day one to make sure that all of our interactions are there. And we need to engage the community. The community is what's standing us up. So they need to know our budgets. They need to know the finances. They need to be involved in the process. So that's why, if we start off right, and we are committed to making sure that the best interest of South Fulton is done, then there shouldn't be any problem. But of course, that is the issue and that's part of local government, but I stand firm on making sure that we are transparent.
So many times, ma'am, people come on the show and they talk about what they're going to do until they get in office. Then they get in office, you can't call them, you can't talk to them. They say you got to get in touch with your people. I'm just going to be straightforward with it. I've got a problem with politicians when they do that. And when you say something like that, what you're saying today is documented, okay? It's live here. It's being taped and everything. Same way with Mr. Davis. We want you to remember this to the people so when they see you out or want to call you, you won't say, talk to my constituents. I get tired of the people put you in office.
Exactly.
The people need to be able to reach out and touch you. Really, you belong to the people.
You do.
Okay? But so many times, and there's a very good point, Colonel Rose, corruption is everywhere. We've got ethics boards and everything, but we need something in place to check the checker. You
have to inspect, what is it? You have to inspect what you expect.
Right.
So you have to make sure that you are grounded and you understand that you have to operate in a spirit of integrity. And that is what these people need here in South Fulton. They don't already, with the whole situation with moving our city forward, there's a lot of distrust, there's a lot of unknowns. We have to make people feel included in that process.
Let me ask this here, Carlos, because I know you can chime in too on this here. I want to applaud you, Mr. Davis. How many was in your race?
12.
12. How many was in your race, Mr. Davis?
I think 10.
10. A lot of people try to throw their hat in the ring, but I want to congratulate both of you guys. You guys have made it. You're in the runoff. Even if you don't win, at least you're the last two still standing. So that speaks a lot about your character, about your leadership, about integrity, which direction you go in. The other thing is that you're a young person. We're very glad to see that. And this is what we're promoting on the Amen Show. Nothing against older people. But we got to get some young people in there to move in another direction. I used to think like that. When you can't do better, Carosa, if you don't know better.
And in fact, again, I'm going to echo what you just said. I want to applaud them for coming and now putting a face to the name and speaking for yourself. I know like the young lady there, her flyer came to my house and I remember seeing her picture and her daughter on the picture, and I remember thinking to myself, well, that's a young family. They definitely will have the family values represented, and that was a positive that I remembered it when I saw it. And I hope a lot of people, when we put people in office, you got to have people that represent your values. That's the key for everything working. It's got to be somebody that represents your values. And like we said before, we got to have a milestone out there where we're going. So I hope, that we will get quality government when it's in place for the city of South Fulton.
We're going to do this right quick. We're going to open up the lines. You can call here 44622-4444 if you want to ask either one of these candidates a question right here. 44622-4444 because I want to talk back to you more, ma'am, because 12 people were in the race and you finished in the top 2. to me, that's very important. That the people believe in you. The person who finished one, I think, we had 22%, and you got 20. So y'all neck and neck, as they say. Bring it on home to the people.
Well, the first thing is that I really want to say thank you to my voters. They really came out, and they came out to support me, and they have been, throughout this whole process of even going through the runoff. There has been some things that have been said about me, from the other opponent's camp, and it's just disheartening that we as African Americans, that we have to pull ourselves down in order to compete. And I have ran an above board campaign. I haven't pulled down anybody's signs. I haven't talked about anything that's disparaging about anyone. But at the same time, that's what they're doing to me. And as a single mother, and as someone who is involved in the community and who advocate for youth and seniors, it's just disheartening with emails and phone calls. They're really, that's the game of politics, and I understand it. But at the same time, I'm still trying to make sure that we uphold and be a representative.
Let me say this to you. You getting away real easy.
I'm getting away easy.
Yeah, they said Charles Hill was crazy, Carlos.
Yep.
Put a flyer out. The man had to go on TV. Now he's a graduate of Morehouse, Harvard, and Yale. But yet they say, and then they use a dead man picture to describe that. You understand what I'm saying? So don't come on here this morning talking about what people are doing. They ain't doing nothing to you.
That was terrible,
it's very terrible. They ain't doing nothing to you. But here's the irony behind the whole thing. From what I understand, now correct me if I'm wrong, 12 of y'all in the race. Huh? Is it 10 or 11 backing you?
All of the majority, I think we could say about 9 of the candidates are backing.
So you saying the other 9 that ran against you is now supporting you?
Is supporting me, yes.
That's good.
I'll go to Vegas with them all.
But that shows how, the integrity on the campaign trail and how important establishing relationships.
Hey, I'm the interviewer here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And this is for the voters out there. Anytime people start running negative campaigns, you need to take a close look at them. Because I don't want you to tell me how bad the other person is. I want to hear about why I should vote for you. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
I don't need you to be there to assassinate the other person's character or their opportunity. Anytime you hear that, you need to take a look at it. I don't vote for any negative campaigns.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir.
Speak to the people right now. Tell them what you want them to know now. This is very critical. This is your moment.
Well, what I want everybody to know is that on Tuesday is very important. Tuesday is extremely important. It's another opportunity for people to go out to vote. You can't sit home, because what takes place Tuesday is going to determine the type of leadership you have for your city council.
Exactly.
If you have bad leadership, it's not going to work. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to work. The city is not going to look good in 3 or 5 or 10 years. So it's important that people turn out to vote. Like Carmalitha mentioned, I ran a very positive campaign. To be honest with you, both of us get the same opposition from the same group, but we have stayed focused. We have stayed on the issues. If I was in District 2, I would certainly be supporting her also, but we both have stayed focused. And as I talked about my campaign theme, working together, she is somebody that I could work with so we can move this city forward. I think we share a lot of things, but I want to move this city forward. I want to take care of public safety. I want to take care of our young people. I want to create job opportunities for young people. I want to make sure that our streets are safe. I want to make sure that we have the right environment to attract the right type of economic development. I want to work hand in hand with our school system to get rid of that negative perception that may prevent some people from wanting to be in the city. But we want to do a job of making sure that when people ask for a new city, I think that they would ask them for improved and quality services, and that's what we want to do. Come together, work together, and make South Fulton great.
Absolutely.
If there's one thing, and I will ask both of you about this, one thing that I have personal interest in, I see this all the time. We're talking about the school system and our young people. Right now, our school systems are set up to be where you graduate from high school, then you go off to college. There are no technical training, as if everybody that comes out of the school is college material. Now, we all know that probably 20 to 30% of the people that graduate from high school are truly college material. So if we do anything in the city of South Fulton, I would like to see some expansion.
Well, let me say this, and it goes to what you're saying. Most people don't realize that Fulton has a college and career center. And at that college and career center, they have 4 different things that you're talking about technical. One of those is construction, that if you take that, you get a certification that you can go get a job. They have culinary skills, they have media, and they also have aviation. So you have high school students working on an aviation certificate, and next year they're going to have a paraprofessional. And it's just ironic that you asked that Carmalitha and I actually are going to visit that site after this, and so we can learn more about that and how to implement that for our city.
Let him finish his question that he was asking. Are you finished with?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You want to respond to that? 2 things I want to hear him say that, which I was going to ask you earlier, Colonel Olson. He said he don't mind working with you. How you feel?
I absolutely can work with anybody, and I respect Mr. Davis. I can work with him. I think he's a commendable gentleman, and we have ran a hard race, and I think he is definitely somebody that has no special interest tied to him, and we can work together.
I heard y'all say it earlier. You know, I'm just so comfortable. I heard you say
Country boy.
a group. You know, there's a group out there, and that's, I guess, opposing you. You know, there's always groups out there opposing people when, you know, you do things. But I want to say to you, you know, keep your head high.
All right.
You know, eyes forward and continue to move on, because that's what they do. They're supposed to do that. You're still standing.
I'm still standing.
And the people have said that. The people have spoken. All you need them to do is speak a little louder come Tuesday.
Come Tuesday.
But the people have spoken because 12 started off. And you two are still standing. Now I want you to speak to the people. Before we go there, let's do this right. Eli, let's do this right quick. I want to take the first caller to call in here at 404-622-4444. I'm going to give you a $25 gift certificate to the meat market over on Flat Shoals by 404-622-44. I can't get the telephone out of my mouth. The phone's just jumping off. Hello, caller, you on there? Who am I speaking to? Miss Scott, you listen to the Amen Corner all the time? All right, then you think you can use this $25 gift certificate? You know what I'm talking about, the meat market? Okay, well, you on your way. This is what I want you to do. I want you to give Eli your phone number, okay? And so when I get off there, I'm gonna call you. Now, don't run over there right now. All right, I know you, Miss Scott. I know. Thank you for listening to the Amen Corner, okay? All right, God bless you. Listen, let me just say this here, because we're transparent here, Colonel Olson, on the Amen Corner. If you got any comments you want to write in at P.O. Box 83-1776, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 383. P.O. Box 83-1776, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 383. Let's hear your comments. Let me hear some of the things that you think we need to bring to the Amen Corner. Listen, don't be calling right and talking to me about, you know, all this crazy stuff, what you feel, because they got a lot of slots open here. You can come over here and get you one of these slots here, but don't. Let's be positive. We want to move forward because we try to keep our city enlightened, Carlos.
Exactly.
On what's going on, especially toward our seniors and our young people. I understand Al Sharpton was in town the other night.
He was.
Carlos, he was here a good hot 5 minutes.
To do what?
Well, it was a setup. That's all it was. I'm just going to be honest about it. They say he was coming for a forum, talking about young people and seniors. Well, that's what they got us for. They say he was here 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes. And talked about that. It was a pep rally, that's what it was. We got to quit fooling our people. That's what gets me, man.
Well, but you know, we talk about this all the time. The problem that we have in our community is that we don't have any true representation. You have a lot of people that are what I call activists for a lot of self-interest causes, but you don't have that genuine person that's looking out for our community anymore.
Well, I'm glad he came. A young lady named Mary Pat, she's running over there. I'm gonna be honest with you, she's running a good race. It just gets me when we talk about our people too young to run, but they're not too young to die for our country. You know, I tell you all the time, pretty soon there's gonna be some more 19 and 20-year-olds gonna be dying for our country. And we're gonna see, you're gonna say, well, they too young to die. No, you got to go off and serve. So we've got to get our young people involved, we got to get them engaged, and we got to get them everything else. Now let's talk about transparency with you and Mr. Davis, because people, they sit here and they say these things, but next time we read the paper, we read about them on every Friday morning, that they don't stole something.
Okay.
Misappropriation of funds.
Misappropriation of funds and things like that. And we don't want to see that out of people.
No, we don't.
If you're going to get millions, man, get millions. Don't be going out for 25,000. Let me stop saying that. But just don't do it.
I understand. I've worked in DeKalb County, and I've seen some things that don't sit well with me at all. And that has given me the reason as, you don't want to go to jail. I don't look good in orange at all.
Let me ask you a question here. As the new city gets formed, who's going to have control of the finances?
We have to hire a chief of financial services. We'll have to hire a person that will be managing our finances.
And that person will be reporting to who?
The city manager.
And the city manager is
They have a
reporting
mayor.
or responsible to who?
City council. and the
City
mayor.
council and the mayor.
Now, is it directly to the city council, then the mayor, or is it the mayor?
The mayor is equal, and this is a weak mayor type
Yes.
system, so the mayor is just as equal.
This is a who? What kind of mayor?
We call it, politically, you call it a weak mayor type system.
Well, let's not use that term.
Okay, let's talk.
Because two guys, this is the reason why we don't want to say that, because the people who are running, the people who are here listening say, they weak mayors, they might not vote for him. I know a guy who's running, Mr. Edwards. I just seen him out here for years. He'll jump off the top of the building if he heard my shoulders. Maybe talking about taking off the air. I understand what you mean, but let's just specify that.
The day-to-day operation would be the city manager as opposed to the mayor, and that's basically what we're saying.
Exactly.
And I think what the colonel he was talking about, he's getting accountability.
Yeah,
who's going to answer to who when it all go down?
Well, we answer to the people.
Okay.
When it all go down, it's going to be us that's elected
That
as
answers-
the people. They're not going to say
Exactly.
the city manager did this or the city manager did that. They're going to hold us, the members of council and the mayor, responsible for anything that take place or don't take place.
Exactly.
Well,
And when I asked the question about who's going to be over the finances, who's responsible for hiring this person?
City manager.
The city manager.
Exactly.
I need to be running for that office.
Is it solely responsible or is?
Well, the city manager will run the day-to-day operations of the city. The city manager will be responsible for making those key hires
And department
in that position
heads.
and department head. But again, the city manager will report to the city council and the mayor. So ultimately, the council is responsible.
Gotcha.
Neither one of us, I think, come to that. Neither one of us trying to shift responsibility. We're going to be responsible for what the city manager does or don't do.
And it's going to be highly important that whoever this person is, that they come in, they get a good grasp of the finances, both the inputs and the expenses on the output side.
Correct.
And then they can see what you got to work with and make good decisions in terms of prioritizing where we want to go with, with our funds. Because the voters are going to be very, very upset if it ends up being that, soon we're going to have to start paying a whole lot of extra taxes because some things were not well thought out.
Absolutely. Carlos, let's do this. So let's go local right quick. I know you have some things that you want to talk about. Let's do that real quick. Maybe at least get one of
But I mean, the local things that I had on my list for today, kind of like goes into what Mr. Davis was talking about, the crime and stuff in our neighborhood.
Okay.
I looked up on and saw, some team took a loaded gun into one of the high schools. Then you looked around and said, you had a deadly shooting at one of the MARTA stations. I mean, we just got a lot of this kind of stuff going on in our neighborhood where somehow, it's bigger than just policing. I mean, I hear all these things, whatever, but nobody ever comes back and says, well, where's the parents? How did the parents allow some teenager to get his hands on a loaded gun and then go take it, to school?
Well, I got one better than that, Carlos. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Well, a young man killed himself. He was on Instagram with the gun and by accident You know, he killed himself.
Transfer, phone for a gun.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. I don't know.
Well, a lot of these things, Colonel King, especially, like at the model station where you just kill somebody over this. All of this stuff goes back to low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I mean, people with high self-esteem don't immediately just react that way. But folk with low self-esteem, and I don't know why we jump to violence and start shooting and killing up, each other. But somehow, there's some programs and stuff that's got to go on in our neighborhood so that we can stem this tide. Because we got too many young people that come out with low self-esteem. They have no ambition, no direction.
Well, Colonel Rosen, I'll tell you a program that needs to go. It's called FIRE. We need to fire up the electric chair. When you kill somebody, I'm serious about it. When you kill somebody for no reason, let's stop having trials. And right now in Fulton County, they got a trial going on. There's a veteran. He was handing out shoes to the homeless people, and a man killed him for no reason. Killed him for no reason. And I know everybody don't believe in capital punishment, but I was thinking like that too until about 3 years ago. Somebody shot me for no reason. We've got to deal with these situations. And that's the only way people are going to understand. Look at Gwinnett County, them 2 police officers. Yeah. The chief should be commended. He sent a message to him. He fired him on the spot. And they should be fired. Okay? You do a person like that. I mean, he's smoking Joe Frazier hooked that man. Hit him with a right punch to the face. And now, thank God for these cameras out here. Can you imagine how many times they've gotten away? Killing people? I mean, killing people, not just hitting them. And say, hey, I was in the right. Whew. Man, that's a bad. And then the man came out of the car and just stomped the man on his head. I tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be looking for you if somebody do that to me. I am. Forget all about you getting fired and stuff. That's crazy, man. He stomped the man on his head. Hiding behind the badge.
Yeah, and you've been in leadership, I've been in leadership. It's hard for me to understand how these kind of cultural attitudes can be inside of the police department and the head of the, of the police department is not aware.
Not aware.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe that kind of culture stuff goes on and you're not aware.
Something right there.
Yeah, no, something, yeah. I mean, it's great that they took the right action and fired these folk, whatever, but nobody asked the question, how did the culture get established to start with?
We talked about that before, policing each other. Some of these guys don't even need to be on the street because they got records within the police department. Mm-hmm. Somebody like over in DeKalb County, Anthony Hill, the police officer, 5 complaints have been filed against him. One white lady came out and said he's going to kill somebody one day, and it happened. So when the police department, don't get up on TV and talk. This ain't just happened overnight. These guys got profiles of what they do. I'm just appalled of this.
And now I'm going to wait. It kind of alluded to that they may file charges against these officers. I mean, somebody needs to keep an eye on the district attorney and make sure some charge is actually filed. It's easy to say we're going to look into filing charges.
Let's do this real quick. Mr. Davis, you got 1 minute. Speak to the voters right there.
Thank you. Well, again, I just want to ask, I appreciate the support that I've gotten up to this point, and I'm going to ask that those that are in District 1, if they turn out to vote again on Tuesday, that I want to be your city council person. I want to deal with the issues of public safety. I want to deal with our budget. I want to deal with how we attract economic development. I want to do something getting our youth off the street. We want to make sure that they're educated. We want to make sure that they're real trained. We need parents to be more responsible and accountable for what's going on in our communities. And for the most part, I just want to work together to make South Fulton a great city. Thank you.
Ma'am?
I just want to say again, thank you to my supporters. And again, we need you to come back out on April the 18th, which is Tuesday. I know it's supposed to rain, but we still need you to put on your rain caps and grab your umbrellas and get out and vote. It's too critical not to. I am here to serve you. I want to be your city council person. I'm about making sure that we are fiscally sound, that we enhance public safety, and that we improve our quality of life here in South Fulton. There's no reason why we should not. So you can count on me. I'm accessible. You have my phone number. It's 678-466-0084. I'm here for you. Don't fall for the antics. I am about making sure that South Fulton is where it needs to be in the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you very much. Thank both of y'all for coming in. And listen, what we're going to do, we're going to take the next caller that call in at 446224444. I've got another $25 gift certificate to give away. Give us a call, 446224444. We're going to take the next caller that call in. We're going to give that away to you. Eli, let me talk about my sponsors real quick, man.